Hello! Welcome to another episode of AI Spotlight Show. We are live here at AI4 Conference here in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today is the last day of the conference. We've had some exciting keynote speakers the past 2 days. The person of Dr. Gottfried Hinton, who is regarded as the godfather of AI. And today we also had an amazing speaker who is also regarded as the godmother of AI. This is the person of Professor Filai. And she spoke about her advocacy for AI education. Within 6 months, we've heard about organization, using AI solutions to be able to eliminate and mitigate some of their business obstacles. And today we have another company that will be telling us what they are doing in the AI space. And who do we have the opportunity of speaking with today?
Hi, I'm Bonnie, and I'm Director of Product Marketing at Vespa.
And who is your partner?
Hi, I'm Zohar Nisari Hussain. I'm a pre-sales lead at Vespa.
Thank you. Can you tell us about Vespa as a company? When was it founded? The vision behind Vespa, and who are the CEO and the co-founders?
Yeah. I mean, actually, it's a really interesting story because Vespa as a product started way back in the early 2000s, back when the whole search engine race was happening, and the Vespa team got acquired by Yahoo back in 2003, and they've been a core part of Yahoo's back-end search and personalization for a really long time. And then at the end of 2023, we spun out as an independent company, so now we're a small startup based out of Trondheim, Norway.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, let's talk about how Vespa supports organization in terms of building AI solution, maybe from a development point of view. What are those specific products or services offered by, the product offering?
Yeah. So I'll start with a really high level, and then Zohar can dig a little bit deeper. But at a high level, Vespa is an AI search platform for building large-scale search applications.
Okay.
So these are applications that require large amounts of data. You want to work with AI, and you want to be able to do this at low latency and high scale.
Okay.
So this would be your typical Gen AI solutions, RAG applications, whether it's chatbots or agentic systems.
Okay.
We really are the back end that does the retrieval to make those things work really well. But I'll let Zohar talk a little bit more.
Yeah. So I think when you look at Vespa, the use cases fall really into 3 categories. Like Bonnie mentioned, we are the R for RAG, retrieval augmented system for all AI application.
Okay.
As you mentioned, it is a really hot segment right now. Okay. And a lot of companies doing bleeding edge AI are approaching us to solve the very challenging problem of retrieval. It's not as simple as it sounds.
Okay.
The second bucket, I would say, is hyper-personalization and recommender system. Like, where you're on an application like Spotify or any other of your favorite app, you want to have a engaging experience, right? Like the application needs to know you. So a lot of things need to happen in the back end to provide that personalization, and Vespa was essentially the core recommendation system at Yahoo. Right? And finally, by DNA, like Bonnie mentioned, we are a search platform. So we also, provide AI-powered search.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, I know you mentioned, retrieval augmented generation. And when I hear that word, one thing that also comes to mind, you think about a vector database, you think about the concept of vectorization. Yeah, how does Vespa, play along these 2 terminologies I just spoke about?
Yeah, I mean, I love that you brought up vector databases because that's something that's definitely been a hot topic lately.
Okay.
And I think when people think about building retrieval augmented generation systems, vector database is one of the first things that come to mind.
Okay.
But, Vespa's been working with vectors since 2013. And one of the things that they've actually developed is a tensor framework. Okay. So that is really what we're looking at now. That really is what's going to take these applications forward in the future. So when we think about vectors, these are really one-dimensional representations, right? And so it strips away a lot of context that you have from data. So whether you're working with text or image or videos or whatever that is, you're only able to capture one dimension of that data.
Yep.
With tensors, it's basically like a multi-dimensional vector, and you're able to add in multiple dimensions, multiple details about that specific data. So what that enables you to do is you're able to, one, have more context about the data that you are leveraging in your system, and two, you can actually really work with multimodal data and do that in a more accurate way. But again, that's more of a high-level explanation, but I'll let Zohar talk a little bit more.
Yeah,
detail.
and Zohar, please, when you're responding, one thing I love about the era of AI is the innovation in the AI space actually encourage advanced research. Now, I want you to tell us about the idea of you guys using the tensor, instead of the vector, just as she explained that when you're using the tensor, you are able to have a ability in terms of contextual analysis. Yeah. Can you, back it up from a research point of view?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you're absolutely right. With all the development in AI, we see now a proliferation of various AI models, right? And some of those AI models are embedders, which allows to represent semantically, any piece of information. Now, we live in a world where there is all kind of complex information, from your PDF files to videos to audios to molecules to drugs, compound. And all this information is for many industry like life science is represented in tensors. Now, when you compare to traditional vector database, like Bonnie explained, this a single dimension kind of platform, they're not able to accommodate that. Whereas with Vespa, this is a very native fit. We've been doing tensors back in 2014. So, for example, some of the more advanced Colbert type embedding model came into the market. Vespa was immediately able to accommodate those models, and clients were able to do more advanced AI type use cases. So Vespa really provides you that platform that is future proof, and with a flexible tensor model, be able to accommodate all kinds of complex data modalities.
That's a great response. I like that response. Okay, let's move to our next question. Let's just begin to look at, how the current customers, are using the Vespa platform in terms of, probably building an AI agent, organization that require businesses with high contextual analysis, maybe like the healthcare industry. And can you talk about some of those business use cases?
Yes. So business use cases are varied across industry, right? But being in this conference, like you mentioned, there's a lot of buzz. And people, us being a retrieval platform, by interacting with people, we understand really, it is clear that the challenge is the retrieval, is the high quality accuracy when you retrieve the information. It is not an easy problem to solve, right? So many of the traditional vector database, they offer what we call a similarity search. So, that's essentially the Euclidean distance between two vectors of single dimension. But doing an accurate search requires a lot more than that. You need to be able to do a contextualized search and preserve the context of your information. And when you retrieve information, preserve the context of the question. So that requires a lot of variables. Some of the variables are structured, like I need only information that is of this year. Some might be lexical, text in nature, like, I need to find information that contains this given clinical trial number. Or some of them might simply be semantic, and you need to accommodate these three modalities into a single query. So to address all these varied retrieval needs, Vespa really provides that platform to the enterprise to navigate the complexity of this accuracy. I've been talking about accuracy for quite a bit, but you need to understand that for this AI application, especially the RAG application, the first part is retrieval of the information.
Okay.
The second part is the inference on the information that you just retrieve.
Okay.
If you get the first search part wrong and you feed your LLM model information that is inaccurate, the LLM model doesn't know what is false from true. It's just going to give you a wrong answer. And, in domains like life science, in domains like finance, you don't have that luxury.
Wow, that is amazing. Now, I think you answered this. With the advent of MCP, how is Vespa accommodating, this new innovation? I'm talking about model context protocol.
Yes. Yeah, model context protocol are getting very popular indeed in the enterprise world.
Yeah.
So Vespa offers you essentially a Python API as well,
Okay.
which is really intuitive, easy to use. So it would be actually very easy for someone to just pick up that Python package and develop an MCP interface to quickly implement a tool interface to Claude or whatever LLM of their choice.
Yeah, that's an excellent response. Now, let us talk about some of the, customer success stories. I believe you guys have, some amazing customers. What have they been saying? How, their decision to use Vespa platform, for retrieval augmented, has it been able to impact their business, maybe from a revenue generation point of view, or from putting them in a position of gaining competitive advantage or market dominance?
Yeah, I'll start with one example, which is Vinted. Vinted is one of our customers. They're a leading secondhand marketplace in Europe.
Okay.
And they use Vespa to index over 1 billion products.
Okay.
And because Vespa is able to index all of their data, we're able to keep all of that data updated in real time. That means when they do product recommendations, for example, they're only recommending products that are actually available. So you're not going to get any out of stock items, because as soon as that change is made, it's reflected in Vespa in real time. Now, we also do the personalization and recommendation for Vinted as well. And so you can kind of see that in this example here. Through our e-commerce personalization. Now, what they've really been able to do is they've been able to suggest more products that are more relevant to people. They've been able to improve their gross product margin and really see a lot more success with their implementation of Vespa. So that would be one example. I would say, we have a couple more examples, and where Vespa really shines, especially compared to some of the other search platforms or vector databases out there, is our ability to scale. And you can see that with companies like Perplexity. So Perplexity uses Vespa for retrieval on the back end. And so, Perplexity indexed over 1 billion documents with Vespa. And again, you can use Perplexity. You're still able to get accurate responses, get those responses quickly with low latency. Another example that would probably be really well known is Spotify. So Spotify also uses Vespa for retrieval. One cool example for them is they actually index every single word of every single podcast.
Okay.
So you don't just need the title of the podcast or the description. So if you don't remember what the podcast is called, but you remember something that they talked about, you can do a search and Vespa is able to retrieve the correct podcast.
Wow, that
you.
is so cool.
Yeah, so some cool use cases with Vespa, again, across search, retrieval, and commerce personalization. I don't know if there's any that you want to add to that.
I think you covered it all.
Yeah, I think you covered it all. I think one question I have for Zoa will be, we cannot miss this question, talking about the trustability of the platform.
The stability of the platform?
The trustability, what do you call it? The trusts.
Oh, trust, security and trust.
Yeah.
So obviously we power some of the world's largest, B2C platform, right?
Okay.
So security is at the core of everything that we do, right? So we have a very establish security and governance practice where clients get their own dedicated environment. We do have all the security mechanism like encryption of data at rest, data in transit, security certificates to make sure that, the data stays safe and secure.
Wow, that is amazing. And before I ask my last question, Zoa, this is for you. What do you think will be the future of, AI search? What's the future? With the emergence of, now that we have the MCP, what do you think? And with the recent development, the models are going to get better. OpenAI just released GPT-5. What do you think will be the future of, contextual analysis and AI search?
That is a very loaded question, but if I hear the gurus, like you mentioned, that we heard at the conference today, it's very hard to tell where we are in that journey. The speaker this morning, Lele, she mentioned, she compared this to the electricity, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning, electricity was great because it allowed to just light a bulb.
Yeah.
But when we compare to what it is today, it powers pretty much everything that we do. And the parallel was that AI is similar. Right now, we are at the very beginning, are we at year one in the era of AI? Mm-hmm. And we, within the next 10 years or 5 years even, it could have an unprecedented, a boom and level of innovation with which we will have to deal with, right? So the way I see it, right now, a lot of these LLM models are getting better more and more at multi-steps, more complex tasks, which has always been a sort of weakness today of LLM models. Okay. They're very good at providing factual information or do a given task, but the multitasking and doing complex tasks with precision has not been there. And once that state is reached, they will be able to do more and more tasks that a human is doing today, right? So we need to be able to work with that and leverage it best.
I think I would add to, from an enterprise perspective, I think it's pretty common for enterprises to move a little bit slower, right? It takes a little bit more time to see that change and to adapt. And with some of the discussions that we've had at this conference and what we've been seeing, some of the challenges that people have had, when Gen AI became a big thing, it was really about, let's take all of our documents, all of the text, be able to, get a response, get an answer from that text. And there still continues to be a challenge to go beyond text and move into images, charts, graphs, videos, and to be able to do that easily. And so that's a challenge that we continue to see that Vespa can solve for. But also, as you think to the future of RAG, the future of RAG is multimodal, and you need to be able to go beyond text, and that means going beyond vectors. And we talk about all of these new models that are coming out. So how are you able to leverage those models? And that's where a platform like Vespa can help you.
Excellent response from both of you. And my last question would be, what would businesses, in terms of benefit, what would they derive, business benefit would they derive if they decided, to leverage the Vespa platform, for retrieval augmented generation?
I'll start and then I'll hand it off to you. But I would say number one is accuracy. That is the most important thing. If you don't have the accurate information, you're not going to perform the right tasks. You're not going to get the right answers that help solve the problems of the end users, right? So accuracy is key. I would say scale, being able to scale and actually leverage all of your data. I think that's a big challenge that we've been seeing a lot is there are these vector databases and other systems that, work in POC, but once you take it to production and try to scale it, that continues to be a challenge. So that's something that we definitely solve for.
What of costs?
And cost as well. So, one of the unique things that Vespa does is they do computations where the data resides. So a lot of other systems, when you are doing retrieval, you have a separate system for ranking. You have a separate system for all of these different things that you're trying to do. With Vespa, we have that all unified into one platform. We do the computation where the data resides so that you don't have to send it out to other systems. And through that, those costs are reduced. So you can still continue to scale while keeping the costs low. I don't know if you want to add.
Yeah, so I would say that exactly like in the era of data warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Like there was the need of centralizing and landing into a central repository, which contains clean data, all the enterprise information, right? So that there's a single source of truth. I see very well a time where just for all this AI application, they will also need a sort of a single source of truth. And Vespa, given its capabilities, it provided that very robust, high accuracy retrieval that can cater to hundreds of thousands of queries per second with millisecond latency.
Wow.
Without compromising the quality of the information. Vespa will have a more central role to play as a single layer for information retrieval for human users, like all these AI application and these AI agents.
Wow. I thank you both for joining us on this episode of AI Spotlight Show. I really enjoyed the discussion. Well, this brings us to the end of our interview with Vespa. As you can hear from them, if you are a company, an organization, or a business that is looking to build retrieval augmented generation, or where you need to build some kinds of, personalized features on your platform, on your website, maybe you're operating as an e-commerce, you can see they give some use case of organization like Spotify, like Vinted, how they actually, using Vespa to be able to create personalized experience for the users of the platform. Then if you are looking to build this kind of solution on your platform at a very affordable cost, and also you can also see they also mention about the ability of TensorFlow, where you are able to leverage that contextual analysis ability. Vespa is the only organization that can provide, this kind of capability. And what does that mean? That means as an organization, they're already thinking ahead. And because the rate at which AI development is growing, as some people have, compared it to be almost to the speed of light. Then if you're looking to scale and be in that next level of your business, and also to gain competitive advantage and market dominance, you want to pay a visit to www.vespa.ai, right? And you can place a demo request, and if you have any information, you can submit probably a web form for any inquiry, and someone will reach out to you. Thank you so much. We're still here at AI4 conference. We still have some few companies to interview. Today is the last day. It has been an excellent conference. I've had a great time. I've learned so much from so many companies. And stay tuned as we do the editing of all this interview. I'm telling you, there's a lot of things to learn. And if you're an organization, you're probably trying to get some AI solution that might be relevant to your business use case, I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this episode. My name's Stevie Henry Onole, the executive producer of AI Spotlight Show. Talk to you guys soon.